Alright friends, welcome back to the second video of mobile commerce. We are now covering personal digital assistants, a standalone handheld computer principally used for personal information management. Now as you know, we have a lot of PDAs around us, and one of the most common PDA is the tablet itself. So when you see a tablet and when you see somebody conducting e-commerce transactions through the tablet, you know that they are conducting mobile commerce. Okay, smartphone, a mobile phone with PC like capabilities. Tablets, it's the same thing as PDA. There are several kinds of PDA. Smartphone tablets are a type of PDA. Technical infrastructure components and services of mobile computing, other mobile devices and smartphone. Okay, what we have here is the camera, the wearable devices, screen, camera, touch panel display, keyboard, speech translator, watch-like device, RFID, that's a radio frequency identification, scanners, mobile browser, micro browser, web browser designed for use on a mobile device optimized to display web content most effectively for small screen on portable devices and desktop mobile. Alright, let's check some of the images out on the internet. All you need to do is just type these words on the Google and try to find out what wearable devices are. I mean, you've seen them everywhere. Nowadays with Samsung 6, you can actually insert the Samsung 6 or S7 phone in a wearable device and use it as a visor to see images and programs, and some kind of an augmented reality software going on here. So all you need to do is just check these out. Touch panel display, you've seen them many places. For example, in malls, you go to kiosks and you're easily able to find out what kind of programs are available on the kiosks as well. You can check out kiosks that can tell you your location at present at the mall, or kiosks that ask you stuff about customer service or any kind of improvement you want in the mall. There's so many kiosks available out there. Let's just take a look at some of the images here on the internet. Okay, look at some of the wearable devices out there. These are all mobile computing devices, and you have visors available as well. If we go down, we can see some visors as well. And all of these devices, they enable you to interact with the software device, and they enable you to be able to perform some kind of computation, some kind of interaction. Check this out. Many pictures available for wearable devices, and these are all mobile computing. Okay, and other examples that I have here is check this one out. Okay, and many users are they have many users. For example, you can use them for medical purposes, for uh, determining the temperature of the person, determining any kind of medical condition, blood pressure, etc., and transfer information to the hospital. Okay, and I've also seen some of those heart rate detectors that if someone's going to have a heart attack, the machine is going to inform the hospital or the ambulance to get the person to the hospital. There's so many devices out there that are mobile, that are wearable devices, and you can actually perform a lot of transactions in these devices. And these devices have a big position in an e-commerce environment. This is the desktop. What I have here is the desktop mobile devices, devices that you see on your vehicles, and many other devices like that. SIM card is one of them, and these are all devices that are available uh, uh, anywhere. Anywhere you can see them. You can see them on a clock, okay, any kind of clock, or you could see them in a GPS system. Many advantages of having such kind of devices. They're similar to touch panel display, okay. This is a smart home design, and all of these encourage mobile commerce, okay. They give opportunities, they provide plenty of opportunities for mobile commerce. Check this out, how many cool devices we have that help us become better technology users and to be able to work more efficiently. Alright, these are all your desktop or touch panel devices, and there are plenty of purposes. I've seen this. I mean, all of us have seen something like this, a thermostat, and many other applications out there. I'm just browsing down, give you an idea. This is a game here, just to give you an idea of what kind of services we have. This is like augmented reality programs that are available, and many factories use devices like this, okay. Games, factories, alright, and so forth. So what we have here is we have a speech translator, RFID radio frequency identification. Let's check that out. This is what an RFID looks like. It's a radio frequency identification reader, and it's a mobile device. It reads a lot of information. Credit card reader is one of them, and login, employee login, logout systems, and also speed radars, and all of these transmit information. Machines talk to each other through these frequency waves, and you're able to transmit a lot of useful data for a lot of purposes, okay. So we can't appreciate technology enough, the kind of advances and the kind of privileges it has provided us in our daily life. Okay, up next we have technical infrastructure components and services of mobile computing. Mobile computing software and services, for example, mobile portal. Mobile portals are a gateway to the internet optimized for mobile mobility that aggregates and provides content and services for mobile users. Have you heard of the term Android developer or iPhone developer? These developers are special programmers that create um, screens or interfaces that take into account the small amount of space available on the mobile devices. So what they do is they make sure that they utilize the real estate of the or the screen space of the mobile device, the limited screen space of the mobile device, and they create an environment that is very easy to navigate. Alright, so those are the mobile computing software, and plenty of services are available. You can also Google the mobile computing, software, or smartphone software. You will find a lot of authoring environments that you can easily work on. It's like a WYSIWYG editors. They have what you see is what you get, and they're all cloud based. You need an internet to be able to work on those applications, and you can create your own mobile application very easily. I mean, what does this show us? The level of ease at which we are able to create mobile applications is because many people are becoming programmers very easily because of programs like these, WYSIWYG programs like these. And I'll show you some of the programs later on in this chapter. In putting your learning to practice, I will show you how you can easily create a mobile app without a single line of code. Yes, that's possible. Okay, other kind of services available are the content providers who create content for mobile apps, and then we have Short message services, SMS, a service that supports the sending and receiving of short text messages on mobile phone. Okay, so we have SMS services provided by local telecommunication companies. Many companies provide competitive prices for SMS services. I mean, one package would have an expensive SMS service, one package would have a cheaper SMS service. If you're in a business of communicating or contacting your customers with the aid of SMS, you will get a special package from telecommunications companies. So it really depends on what kind of business you are in and how you want to collaborate with your customers. Then technical infrastructure components and services of mobile computing, multimedia messaging systems. The emerging generation of wireless messaging (MMS) is able to deliver rich media. Then you have location-based services or voice support services. Okay, location-based services are services provided by telecommunications companies. For example, if what it does is, for example, it's a very important way of mobile marketing. What they do is the companies, they get a contract with the telecommunications companies that, if someone's driving by close by to our location, please send them a message immediately, let them know where we are and let them know this message. And the message could be, sale going on today or new stock in store and many other messages. So they just send the message to the telecommunications company that anybody driving by our store, please send them this message. Okay, so you can easily, sometimes you get messages from companies that you have never heard of, and you're like, why is the telecommunications company sending you messages like these on your phone? SMS messages, this is multimedia messages, this is all location based services. You may be close to a business and they want to tell you about them, that if you're driving by, please come by. Okay, and it's a very popular method of mobile commerce. Then you have voice support services. Again, something to do with the hardware out there, and you can just enter your voice and then enter your message, and you can you conduct a lot of uh, this is like recording messages in not in real time as in the telephone conversation. This is recording voice messages to be heard later. Very popular example is the WhatsApp. You record your messages to be heard later, and a lot of people are conducting businesses through WhatsApp and multimedia. Imagine the kind of pictures and marketing that you can send out, broadcast on software like voice support services or multimedia support services like WhatsApp and many others, Skype, many others. Other kind of mobile commerce devices include interactive voice response (IVR), a voice system that enables users to request and receive information and to enter and change data through a telephone to a computerized system. Let's check it out over the internet what it looks like. Okay, so this is what an IVR system looks like. It's like a customer calls you, the call is answered, call is forwarded. You've heard it many times. It's like the call system, and it's very famous, right? This is also counted as the mobile service. Alright, then you have voice portal, a website with an audio interface that can be accessed through a telephone call. Alright, so we have many software like this available, and at the end of the corner of the page you might see a telephone icon, and you click on it and it will connect you to a voice input system directly to the business's telephone number. Okay, before I conclude this video, I would like to explain this diagram a little bit. This pretty much sums up everything. This is an m-commerce system at work. For example, you have a mobile users initiate a request. Okay, transmission towers pick up and send out encrypted signals. Here, right here. Okay, This is your telecommunications company. This is you. Okay, you initiate a request. Then landlines relay the signals. Okay, mobile middleware such as wide area networks finds the web servers. Okay, and then you have the web with store pages and searches is searched. The web servers and host computers respond to the request. Okay, HTML pages are searched. Web pages and responses are usually coded in HTML. Encrypted responses are translated into wireless language. Micro browsers display the responses in the wireless languages. Now, what was this? This is exactly what happens in your broadband or your mobile data transmission. All right. So, the question is, how can you as a business take advantage of the mobile commerce capabilities available out there? Okay, with this I'm going to end this video, and I'm going to catch you in the third video of mobile commerce. See you later. Bye.